says those who receive the 13% reservation fund under section 622 have been misusing the money as if they were part of their security money. The recent statement by the governor of Rivers State that Delta State had received more than 200 billion naira through Buhari, President Buhari. It shocked all of us. There is nothing to show for it in the oil producing communities. And that's why you have the youth wanting to say, we do not want to allow this governor to stay without accounting for our money. So, as things went on, the governor now replied. They were angry that we should say so. So the purpose of this conference really is to run down a number of issues: maladministration, vindictiveness, arrogance of power, looking down upon people, not being sincere. Without me, it could have been difficult for him to become governor of Delta State. I know the role I played. That is not for today. That's not for today. I will say something later about that. But what shocked me was that our governor, without discussing with any one of us, was working with the presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, without our knowing. Meanwhile, he had the impunity and the arrogance of inviting his arrogance of negotiating with Tinubu as his running mate. Meanwhile, Atiku, I'm sorry. Meanwhile, he has invited his fellow governors, 17 southern governors, to a meeting, conference in Delta State, where all of them agreed that the presidency of Nigeria must come to the south. This was well taken. The elders and the people of southern Nigeria said this is the best thing, and the middle belt even, that fair is fair. You cannot hold one post for 8 years and someone taking it up again from the same place, from the same area. Then we are not one country. So we said that no one, serving governor, past governor, and so forth, should accept running this position. We did not know that the high governor Okowa was diverting the attention of his friends, colleagues, invited them to Asaba, quoted them, entertained them, set up a secretariat whereby the communique was written under his supervision to be given to innocent governor of Ondo State to read, not knowing that the governor was not sincere. And we saw this from the start. During the primary, Wike was a candidate, Emmanuel was a candidate of Aspirant. people were colleagues of, the nearest colleagues of our government. You know that none of these Delta people voted for other people. These people, they gave all their votes to Atiku. That confirmed the story, the rumor, that he was negotiating to become running mate of Okowa. So, Atiku. I said, this man has betrayed us. We all agreed. We held series of meetings, and they are in the papers, that this man has betrayed us. We can no longer trust him. But we made series of resolutions, Feniferi, Ohanese, Bandel, Middle Belt. We said, no way. But Okowa, moving on, to the extent that when Atiku set up a committee of 17 or so to recommend a running mate for him, he 14 of the 17 wanted Wike. Only about 3 or 4 wanted my governor. But on that day, that report was submitted. What happened? Okowa was already seated by the side of Atiku. So this shows to me that something has to be said. Because for the past 8 years, I've never spoken a word about Delta. Because at that time, they told me that all was well. So, but I said, during the time of Ibori and Odwana, I fought them for their maladministration, for their corruption, and so forth. But this, they call me troubleshooter. I said I will keep quiet for the next 8 years, 7 years also. But I've discovered that we cannot continue for the following reason. In 2005, in Abuja here, President Obasanjo set up a committee, political reform committee, and we had assembled, in this International Conference Center. And apart from Niger Delta, particularly the Northern governors or delegates, ask us a question. As you are worrying the federal government, your boys worrying the federal government, what have the governors of your Niger Delta, what have they done with the money, 13% they have received? We said, don't bring that up. That's a local issue. When we go home, we'll fight. And this is the time now that the cat is out of the bag. We're now seeing what is going on with this money. So the purpose of this conference today is to ask the governor of Delta State to account for the 13%. Why he alone should use the 13% money fund to develop his little village, Owaleru, to be announced as from village to township to Atiku. Atiku was very happy, he was happy. Meanwhile, areas like Warri and other places are not being developed. So I thought, I'm now 96, going to 96. I won't be quiet until I die. I have been fighting the cause of Delta State over the years, how it was even created from Midwest. And I cannot during my lifetime see a few individuals misusing their office, doing all sorts of things, For instance, Ibori, in his time, changed the face of Sapele, changed the face of Ogara. What did he do? Every good thing in our stadium, everything, he removed them from Sapele to his own town, Ogara. The Navy to Ogara. The police to Ogara. Everything to Ogara. University, teaching hospital, Ogara. So this man is doing the same thing now. Because this man knows very well that Maritime Institute, Maritime College in Burutu should have been upgraded. It's of the same status with Agbo College of Education, same status Warri College of Education. But he chose Agbo in order, not knowing that they had a secret agenda, called it College of Education Agbo, elevated to university level, saying that he started using the money to establish what Buri did in Ogara. So everything is being built in Owerero. Roads are being tied to the bush. To them, faculties are being built. Hostels are being built. So when people ask him, say, well, this was my humble village, but it is now a town. While those who produce the oil are suffering. I go further again. This man built roads in Ogola. Those roads, the question I ask, where did they lead to? You don't build road for township alone. Where did this road, which area filled with water? Nothing. But today, there's a road from Opobo to Port Harcourt. A wider river, a wider sea. Nothing is being done. So, as far as I'm concerned, we have to put a stop to this. Today there's news also that Okowa is trying to what will I say? Yes, that is the thing. That was what I wanted to say. That he's trying. It's alleged that he owns a bank. He has interest in the bank. A new bank. We'll give it to you later. Premium something bank.
Premium Trust Bank.
Premium Trust Bank. And he has interest in it. That place is very, very. The companies that formed that bank are very, very new. Only one of them was alleged to have got 1.5 billion naira as share capital. Some 1 million, some 500, and so on. And we've done work on it. We've got all the companies that seem to be the owners. Then secondly, we have no secretariat. State secretariat. The same Okowa pretended that he's using a Chinese company to build a secretariat which is called Ethiopia.
North South China company.
Yes. Now, himself, his younger sister in America, and a few others. One Osadebe Osakwe, who was working in Zenith Bank. He's his front man with the sister. They pretend that nothing's happening. They are very pious, they are very Christian minded and all sorts of things. We will not allow that to go on. Nor would I like him to subjugate my people.